to start with a little bit of pure fantasy beyond the looking glass. A young girl sits by her window and waits for the snow. She's not scared of the earthquake that makes everything shake, causes all her toys to fall and slides her bed against the wall, because she knows the eruption, this massive disruption, will crack open the sky and let the snowdrops fly. It never lasts long, but before they're gone, she always sees, beyond the skies, a soft, round, giant pair of eyes, looking down and watching her, like some godly snowfall whisperer. She wonders who the eyes belong to and why this might be their preferred view. If they created all of this, shook the sky and caused such bliss. As the flurry settles, the eyes fade away. As sure as night blurs into day, the girl straightens her room and falls into her bed with dreams of gods inside her head. She sleeps to the sound of children playing, becoming fainter, never staying. The closest voice is heard to say, "I hope to come again this way." The shop she stands in, full of toys, all manner of things for girls and boys. Her big eyes take one last look around, then gently puts the snow globe down. Now, this is a little bit more serious. This is based on a true story that was the front page of the newspapers a long time ago. This is about refugees. This does contain the loss of life of a very young person, but I do believe it's very important, and I like to read it in as many places as I can. This is called Sandcastles. Packed like cattle in a rattle-tin truck, and pot luck it's you that gets to live. Scrambling across the fault lines when you never were to blame, heart pain stitched across every scar on your frame until colder than cold has ever known itself to be, when brothers and sisters are claimed by the sea because you see they're not free, not in their homes and not in this place, herded like wild things, divided by race, washed up on the shores of indifferent tides, a child with no time to choose sides, and detention the prize for your will to survive. Drowning in the looks of a billion eyes, gathered and aimed through the newspaper lines. But we're escaping the violence. They're bombing our towns. They're searching our streets, doing rounds, holding rounds. Clutching to her breast the only child she has left. Women shunted to the right and men to the left, taken in the night at the government's behest. Sent back to a place that filled them with fear. We feel for you, truly, but you can't stay here. And what of that child, face down in the sand, in the beautiful life his mother had planned? The front pages echoed, a little boy died, and all of her dreams washed out with the tide. So what price is a life? What would you risk if all of your freedom came down to this? Now, it seems appropriate to read a funeral poem after that I wrote for somebody that I know. It's called Hold the Sky. Hold the sky for me. Save up the time it takes for me to get to you. Leave a place by your side carved out with my love. Restore my heart in tiny pieces made of photographs and song. March the winds across my brow that speak in whispered tones of you. Let the rain fill up the spaces where the sunlight cannot reach, washing clean the dusty corners of my memories. I shall wear these shoes to tread the land that you were yet to see, to carry forward all your courage, love, and dignity. So hold the sky for me. Save up the time it takes for me to get to you, as I keep a place by my side, carved out with your love. We all need a bit of cheering up after that. Is it okay if I devour some politicians? Fantastic. Pip MacDonald had a yarn. There was an old lady who swallowed a Tory. Crunched up his bones, it was really quite gory, right there on the doorstep for the neighbours to see. He wriggled and jiggled, but he couldn't get free. There was an old lady who swallowed a lefty. In one massive gulp, achieved it quite deftly. She widened her jaw, then popped him inside. Compared them for taste, but couldn't decide. There was an old lady who swallowed a Liberal. Well, she kind of inhaled him. It was really quite biblical. He struggled, he tried, but he couldn't escape because he knocked on her door. So he met the same fate. There was an old lady who swallowed a Green Party member. I think it was November or maybe December. He started with, "Isn't it chilly out here?" She said, "I've got a remedy." Then washed him down with a beer. Eating politicians had become quite the norm, but next to knock on her door was a bloke from Reform. She opened the door and said, "Not today, dear. I've had all the lies I can stomach this year." Let's keep it fun. Keychain. They say never put the key to your happiness in someone else's pocket. But I don't think that's true. What they really should have said is, why do you have so few? No one should go through their whole lives with just one key. You should acquire multiple copies. Give them to everyone you love, but keep 2 back for you, because one might not be enough. I've lost my own key once or twice. I'm so glad I had a spare. Even though I know you'd lend me yours, that's why I left one there. I have keys in many pockets. If you have one, then you'll find that I'll always let you in, and you won't be left behind. Now, this is a mental health poem. Don't worry, I won't depress you too hard. Straps versus wheels. I'm aware there are multiple layers to me. You're aware I have demons and I'll never be free. A whole lot of baggage that just won't let me be, but I never asked you to hold my bag for me. I built them a trolley to cart them around so they don't climb on my back and then drag me down. So my spine, it feels fine as I walk the fine line between darkness and light in the day and the night, but my arm suffers harm from shoulder to palm. So is it still winning? Or just a new way of sinning against my own body as I pull on this trolley? Maybe it's the only thing left I have to control, this hole in my heart that leaks into my soul, fills up all the spaces from faraway places, floats up from the deep and steals all my sleep. But as far as cures go, well, I'm taking all bets, because I'm pretty sure this is as good as it gets. I've grown some new skin, pulled the surface within, but I still have to deal with the scars left behind. Some on my body, most on my mind. Where am I? I don't know where I am now. Oh, there I am. I've become pretty gifted at seeming more lifted than the heavy inside all those demons I hide. I'm now quite the expert at burying hurt. Because you see, there's no gain in you suffering my pain. You didn't do this to me, so I'll hold it all, gladly. I'll even try and help you out. If it rains in your life, just give me a shout. I'm sure I left a sturdy brolly somewhere deep inside this trolley. The distraction is helpful. It takes me away from a mind that is full of this constant affray. I need to feel like I can do some good. And I'm not afraid of the rain. I've got this hood. I keep it pulled up just enough to stay dry, then a little bit more so you don't see me cry. Remember, I told you my pain is my own. I will tend all the weeds from the seeds that were sown. All lives have their problems, their struggles and grief. I know yours is on you and mine is on me. It's why I know your hands need to be free. So I'll never ask you to hold my bag for me. Thank you. Unapproachable. They say you look unapproachable. And I whisper back, then how did you get close enough to tell me that? People say things that don't make sense, like, I really like you, I like spending time with you, but is that really true? Because we never really go anywhere. Must be my unapproachable stare. But we don't seem to socialise, no invite out, no text surprise, and I get it, I do. What you say when I'm standing there in front of you, when I'm standing in your way, it's easy to be nice, but to go out of your way? Well, you might think twice. I can't count the number of acquaintances with carefully chosen cadences, behaving like it's easy to be my friend, but really, they wish I was still a mystery because they've heard about my history. I'm not the kind of person that they want to get to know. It's like, yeah, she's okay, but she's really crazy though. I've never met someone with so much strife, and I don't need that in my life. Well, I never asked you to carry my bag for me. Maybe I should just be glad that people aren't bad to me. And I'm sure I make things awkward when I say this stuff out loud, but it's amazing how many times I find myself alone within a crowd, even when it's full of people I know and we all came to see the same show. Some will smile and throw a wave, and I appreciate the gesture, but I'm never on your mind when you're planning an adventure. But don't worry, don't get stressed. I'm not putting all of this on you, but I can't change the way I am, and I don't know what else I can do. They say home is not a place, but it's a feeling in your chest. Well, I live in empty spaces because I'm unapproachable at best. I'm going to end with a poem about my favourite poet. This is called Zephaniah. Professor Z, the poetry G, planted a seed inside of me. Poetry was always there, just not watered enough to find the air. But then a wordsmith came along and I listened to his poetry song. Now, I'd read some poets from before, but this was different. This was raw. He made me cry a fair few times when I would hear his life and rhymes. Some I still can't read out loud, but I hope each word written makes you proud. Each piece is crafted, made with care, written with intent to share. It kept a fire lit in me for the poet I might one day be. So thank you for the words you said, the effect that gets stuck in my head. In words, if I could be one thing, I'd like to be like Benjamin. Thank you.